Hello, this is me, this is Mama, and Cindel's back there. You can't see her.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I hope you had a great week and a great Friday. Today was my son Chris's last day of school, so I've been super busy trying to tie up all my loose ends before our 30 days of fun begin. So if you have any ideas of things that we should do, day trips or around town that we should add to our 30 days of fun, I would love to hear those in the comments. And I apologize for missing last week. I didn't get this video done. I was prepping for Chris's 4th birthday party that we were having at our house on Saturday. And by Friday, I was sort of losing my mind, just trying to get it all finished up. So we will cover that video that I should have done last week, this week. And the question 2 weeks ago was, do you have protection that kicks in when your liability limits have been exhausted on your other policies? Hey, Dana, I hope you had a great day. And those policies are sometimes called excess or extra liability insurance, otherwise known as an umbrella policy. And that's going to be coverage that goes beyond the limits of your home or your auto or your watercraft insurance policy. So it's going to cover bodily injuries. So example would be you have a car accident, you did not have enough limits to cover the injuries on the people in the other vehicle, then instead of having to pay for that out of pocket, then your umbrella policy would kick in and pay that. Another reason would be, say, a guest falls in your home, and I know a lot of people only carry $5,000 or $10,000 in medical coverage for guests that are injured in their home, and then we all know that you really can't even walk into the hospital for $5,000. And if there's surgery involved, then it's going to be way more than that. So here again, your umbrella would kick in and keep you from having to pay that all by yourself. Or a kid that falls in your yard and gets hurt, possibly a dog bite, depending on which carrier you go with and what their exclusions are, if any, on breed of dog, etc. It will also cover damage to the property. So there again, you have a car wreck and you did more damage than your policy covers, so your umbrella would kick in and cover that for you. There's also going to be certain lawsuits that aren't covered under your homeowner's policy, like libel, vandalism, slander, invasion of privacy. Those are things that are not going to be covered. And libel and slander are going to be two things. If you post a lot of reviews on products or businesses, then this might be two things that you want to pay attention to, because even though it's your opinion, if it causes a problem for that company and you're found that what you have to say isn't true and that you've been causing them to lose business or that sort of thing, then the company could actually sue you. And if you don't have this coverage, then you're going to have to pay whatever that amount is out of pocket, which would, be terrible. And if it's a big company, then it could be a pretty big amount. So that's going to also cover that. It's also going to cover any personal liability and liability on rental units that you own. So this is going to be good for really everyone, because you never know what's going to happen. And these are the most inexpensive policies that for the amount of coverage that you can get. So for a $1 million, I actually did a quote recently, and it was a couple. They're about my age. They each own a vehicle, they own a home, and they have a pool. And they're for $1 million in coverage, it was going to be $270 a year. So that's very affordable. And if you have pools, trampolines, dogs, you have lots of assets, this might be something that you should talk to your insurance agent about and see about adding. These, or if you engage in activities that might increase your chances of lawsuits. So like we mentioned above, you're a landlord. Someone could trip over a crack in your sidewalk, or your tenant could have something happen. Their dog could bite, or just really anything. And someone could actually sue you, even though the person was renting your home and you had nothing to do with whatever the injury was. If you coach children's sports, if you serve on a nonprofit or do any volunteering. Also, let's see, if you participate in any sport. So say you play soccer or baseball, kickball, any of that stuff, you could accidentally injure someone in one of these games, and your homeowners is what's going to protect you and not make you have to pay for that person's ACL replacement out of pocket, or whatever it is, the injury that's happened. So there was 2 stories that I just wanted to share with y'all. Things, one, I personally knew the people that experienced this. The other one was my mentor told me this. I wasn't really sure, honestly, what an umbrella was for a long time until I started selling insurance. And I mean, I guess I could have Googled it, but I didn't. And I did never want to ask anybody because I didn't want to feel like I was, stupid. So, or think, somebody think that I was. So that was one reason really why I wanted to cover this video, because I know a lot of people out there don't know what it is, and they're definitely not stupid, but they might not want to ask. So I wanted to cover that. And when I was learning from my mentor, when I first began selling insurance, we were talking about umbrellas, and this is actually what made me decide to add an umbrella that day. She had clients. It was a family, and the son was of driving age, and he was actually texting and driving. And sadly, he ran into the minivan in front of them and killed the mother and a few of the children. So the family of the son that was driving had just dropped their umbrella policy just because they were trying to save money. So they obviously didn't have enough coverage to cover that sort of an accident. And they had a beautiful home, and they actually lost their home so that they could pay, for the accident. And the other, which this is, I was not at the pool party, but I know the people that were at the pool party, and this was a really terrible thing. And I just could not get over that, actually, that this was, somebody was able to sue and get all this money. So friends went over to their friend's home. They rented a home and had a pool, and they just went over there to hang out with their friends. Well, in the midst of this, another friend wanted to come over, and who did not know the people that rented the home, and they came to hang out with their other friends that were visiting. Well, somehow the friend of the friend injured themselves while playing on the grate or the drain at the very bottom of the pool, which I have absolutely no idea why you would even do that. And they were also drinking, and they injured themselves so bad that they had to have surgery. So even though they were doing something really stupid that they shouldn't have been doing, and they were drinking, they still were able to sue not only the people renting the home, but also the landlord. So they sued both of those people, and both of those people, I don't think they had umbrella policy. So I'm pretty sure they wish they did. Anyway, just a couple of things that I wanted to share with y'all, and just a little food for thought. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me or call me, reach out to your insurance agent. And if you want to talk to me, I'm going to post my contact information in the comments below. And I would love to hear from you, love to answer any questions. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned for next week's Financial Friday question. And I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.